Fuck this fucking sangria spastic, bruv. Get out of my club, bruv.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, yo. That's not how you know it. That's not how you really feel, Max. Damn. Damn. Jeez.
Hello, welcome back to another stream. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, people. And yeah, it's Judgment Day. It's Judgment Day. Another emergency stream because we all know what we're here to talk about today. Why is he still here? Why is he still here? But big up to everyone that came back, obviously from the watch along, and big up to everyone that's like going to view this stream as well. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. We're trying to hit 1K as soon as possible, people. Thank you for the support as of recent. I'm just gonna get all the headlines that I can see from that's been happening today. And yeah, we're gonna get into everything, people. All the candidates and stuff like that. Shout out to Melon, as always. How's man doing 2 streams back to back? Yeah, big up to Villa fan as well. Obviously, you guys won. Big up to AK as well. Big up to AK. And yeah, as I said, people, make sure to smash a like. But yeah, we've got a lot to get into. Let me just make sure I'm not leaking any nonsense. But yeah, a lot of obviously candidates are being touted out, of course. And the first bit of news today as well. Big up to Omar as well. Shout out to you, bro. Make sure to subscribe to Omar if you haven't already as well. A lot of news has come out today, of course. First one was Caver from not Talksport, from Sky Sports saying 60-40 that he leaves by the end of the week and stuff. But we don't know if that's true or not. We don't know if that's true or not, especially with Caver as well. I heard something about 72 hours is going to be decided in between as well. Ben Jacob said they're holding a meeting. Football Transfers is for some reason tweeted like they've got any sources saying about like buy a Lopetegui emoji and stuff like that as well. I don't know. Like they're called Football Transfers. You ain't got any sources. You're just kind of touting out what everyone else has put out already. But obviously, Graham Potter was at the game yesterday. Big up to West Ham United. Lewis as well. Big up to yourself as always. He was obviously at the game. And to be honest with you, to spoiler alert, out all the options I've seen, he's probably the best option. I think he's probably the most suited towards our players. He's just the most suited in general. With the profile, giving freedom of our players. No other manager really gives me as much hope. When it comes to the candidates that have been weighed up as well, and what's it called? Let's go to the first one. That was the 13 hours ago. Do I go to this one first? All right. Let's go to this one first. Give it a rest, Ryan. Give it a rest. Big up to yourself, but give it a rest, bro. You clearly didn't watch the game. This was from 13 hours ago. Although I do believe a list of alternative candidates is being worked on, whether they'll be ready to execute or wanted to be before the next game is the key question. So that was the first thing that came out from ex-West Ham employee today as well. So we don't know if it's going to be before the next game. And the thing is, my biggest gripe towards all of this, especially, is here's my whole thing. 72 hours. This is the problem. 72 hours. And then it gets to Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But the game is on Monday. So how are you going to set yourself enough time? This is just a load of shit. The reason why this is a load of shit is because, look at it, yeah? If they really wanted to sack him, he would be sacked now. He would be sacked now. To delay it to 72 hours is to act like you are trying. You are trying to do something different. You are trying to get a different manager. You are trying. You're not trying. Because leaving it 72 hours doesn't make a difference. That would be like, oh, but we didn't have enough time in between this time and the Wolves game. But let's be honest, from the Leicester game to the Wolves game, you have 6 days. You have 6 days. We discussed this before, again, yesterday with Villa. I'm talking about Gerrard yesterday. Sacked him straight after the Fulham game. We literally talked about this yesterday with Villa fan. Big up to Musty as well. Big up everyone, like and sub. Yeah, thank you again for Musty. And yeah, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, people. Leave a like on the video. I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed any comments. I don't see who you would need such a big name manager, Potter or Parker. No, Parker's a terrible shout. No, I don't want Scott Parker anywhere near West Ham United. He's not a good manager. Not a good manager at all. Definitely not built for the Premier League and barely even built for the Championship as it is. Maybe if we got fucking relegated, we get Parker. But Potter's a good option. Potter's a good option. Not Parker, though. Not Parker. And it also doesn't help. I don't like having former players here anyway, but just in general, having a manager like him of his caliber, he's a terrible manager. He's a terrible manager. That's what happened to your team. West Ham happened, bruv. Yeah, Arsenal were awful. 2 goals from set pieces. Come on, man. That's Arsenal. That's Arsenal. All the dire options we've been told about Potter is my number one option. Exactly. The candidate options actually genuinely stink. And it just proves that Sullivan doesn't want to pay any compensation, and we've known this for time. And we probably should have known this from Lopetegui. And to be honest, all the people that were saying it about Lopetegui, him being the guy that was touted by Sullivan rather than Snyder, they were right all along. And of course they were. Even I thought it originally, but then I changed my mind. I shouldn't have changed my mind. I should have stuck to my laurels. I should have stuck to what I believed in when he first came in, and that was I didn't approve of the appointment in the first place, but I wanted to get, behind the appointment and to see if he would actually freshen up the squad. But he hasn't. He hasn't. Man United have the worst set piece rated in about 5 years exactly. Assuming if he leaves on Friday, we'll get an interim for the Wolves game. We don't hire interims. So I think he's going to be in charge. And the thing is, Wolves are just as bad as us. They should be sacking Gary O'Neill. They won't sack him either, even though they lost 4-0 to Everton. So it's going to be El Sacco. It's going to be the proper El Sacco on Monday, basically. And we've never hired an interim under this ownership. Between Avram Grant to Allardyce to Bilic to Pellegrini to Moyes twice. In between, we've never had an interim. And people could argue Moyes was a 6-month interim, but he wasn't really. He was kind of fooled into thinking he was going to get the job full time, and then we hired Pellegrini behind his back. That's the only time we actually properly disrespected him. Yeah, big up to AK as always as well. Potter going into a team with bad individual form is not good at all. But you know what? Potter would be more suited towards us than he was ever suited towards you. Should never taken a Chelsea job in general. Potter made me into a bread devouring drunk man, and Potter just enabled it. Dead manager. I think Potter's fine for our level. To be honest with you, I think Potter's fine for the level below. He was never ready for the Chelsea job. He should have never taken it in the first place. And that's why I don't really look into his Chelsea time too much. I'm more looking into it Brighton time, not just because it's more positive, but more for the level of club of where we are, sort of thing. Big up to Colin as well. Good evening, Mike's and Fulham have already made their mind up. For the reason they won't give it up until Friday is because they're still sorting out to talk to coaches. Conceição, Allegri. We'll get on to Allegri in a sec as well. Who would you get in place of Lopetegui once he leaves, Mike's? All the options that are available, AK, probably Potter, because we're only going for 3 options, unfortunately. We're not there to pay compensation for anyone. So Potter's probably the best one out of the lot, in my opinion. I'd say the most touted towards his beliefs, the one that's going to actually stamp authority and get the best out of the players that we have with the profiles that we have involved in midfield and attack especially. You could argue there's some gaps in the squad, but he'd get the best out of them. That's what, but I'm not saying that though. I'm not saying that like we're so far low of a level. I'm saying I actually raised the standards at the club, but I'm saying Potter is good for our level. Like I think trying to get into Europe, Potter could do that. I don't think he's a Lopetegui level manager at all. Like not at all. Like. I think he's a terrific upgrade for the options that we have. I wanted the Stuttgart manager to pay compensation for, but for all the options that have been out there, Potter's fine. Well, in terms of the options that we have, I would like this ownership to be ambitious and pay for a manager, but they won't. Think it's not to be harsh, but your owners aren't serious. Oh yeah, that's not even being harsh. The owners are far from serious. People need to stop making out like. You could have had one of the best owners out there. When an owner knows fuck all about football, what can it do? Yeah, exactly. Nothing's going to change until they leave, unfortunately. But even though they've actually spent money, they don't hire the right managers to actually give them the money. Our owners made the fastest sacking in I don't know what the fastest ever. Yeah, probably because everyone knew that Gerrard was getting sacked after that game because it was already spreading out as a rumor. If I was your owner. He was gone in the middle of the game, exactly. The thing is, Alan, Joe's funny about that, yeah? And this was just before social media was, like, big. Like, in 2014, social media was about, but Twitter wasn't like a thing where you can find out news first or anything. So on Allardyce's last ever game, we knew he was pretty much going to leave at the end of his contract, but it was announced on the club website in the middle of the game against Newcastle. In the middle. That is the only time where someone's been sacked at half time, even though we knew he was going 6 months before. Well, he knew he was going 6 months before, sorry. Why isn't Pick a Potter there? Because he's been linked. He's been strongly linked, so. And to be honest, all the options that have been touted, not as in like all the options that are there, Damien, but as in like all the options that have been linked with us, he's probably the one I'd take. But we could always go through. We could always go through the other options, see what other people think as well. Big up to West Ham United Lewis again. And this next appointment needs to be someone who knows the league and politics that box. It doesn't actually need to be someone who knows the league. It just needs to be someone with a distinctive style of play that's going to get the best out of the players. Because the whole reason why Lopetegui'S here is because Premier League experience, even though he only had 6 months of it. My whole thing is they don't even need to know the league necessarily, but they need to have your stamp of authority straight away. You need to be a big character, and you need to just get the best out of what we have. I think that's just as simple as that. Imagine this being Chelsea, manager sacked in the first 5 games, he did just as bad. Again, that just proves the difference, innit? Like, Gerrard was sacked in the middle of his team talk at full time, and now we have the best manager in our history. And by the way, after we watch tonight, we might be back on the track. Please God. You see, I always said though that you guys would be fine though. Mike's Homer, Danish coach. He is the coach who Kudus played for to get noticed by Ajax. He's linked. Yeah, I've seen that's been linked as well. I'll bring that up shortly. My preference would be Mourinho. I'd rather pay the money for a great manager than a player. Yeah, we discussed this on the watch log, innit? Like, especially if we've not got much to spend in January anyway. Don't spend in January. Just pay the compensation for the manager. I know the whole Mourinho thing's been coming out. I discussed this before, why I wouldn't want Mourinho stuff, but we wouldn't even go out to pay for him anyway. Like, I just don't think it's the kind of manager we need, in my opinion. But let me just carry on. What's the next one? Obviously, Ornstein also put out about Lopetegui fighting to save job at West Ham United coach. Discussions over 58-year-old Spaniard's future taking place after 5 wins across 60 matches in all competitions since appointment. Hierarchy considering options, no set deadline. And one of those wins, by the way, was against Bournemouth, where we maybe should have had a goal disallowed. But yeah, performances simply haven't been good enough, as Cavez said. But Cavez says West Ham should also just accept being 14th, which is one of the most stupid things you can say, especially when you're touted as some form of journalist or reporter on Sky Sports News. But I wanted to get on to, before I get into any of the other manager candidates, I wanted to get into this headline here because I think it's very important. Because I think it's been confirmed. I could be wrong, but I think it's been confirmed by ex-West Ham employee. Lopetegui had an intense verbal dispute with John Clinton at half-time in the 5-2 loss against Arsenal. So that's probably why he didn't play yesterday. He was just, like, ex-West Ham employee said knock, but he quote tweeted it, by the way, saying he said that to destroy all negatives. That to not put the negatives out there. Just saying. And the thing is, you said this yesterday, Villafan. You said this yesterday. I don't even think Jose wants a team that gets Europe anymore. You said your next club would be the smallest club in the league. I say Southampton, maybe like someone like a Wolves. I don't fucking know. As long as it has got nothing to do with me. As long as it's got nothing to do with me. But that kind of proves it. And this is the thing. There's the same thing I said on Lewis's channel yesterday when I talked about the manager losing the dressing room. Like, I think we all know this as West Ham fans. He lost the dressing room like basically 5 games in. That's what I think as well, especially with the whole Mohamed Kudus thing as well that happened, as well with the whole Brentford thing. If I'm Kudus, I'm going around smacking him. Obviously, Ben Jacobs tried linking Conceição, Terzic, and Potter. I take what's it called? I take everything Ben Jacobs says with a pinch of salt. Not the most reliable ever either. And what was the other manager that was linked? Let me bring up. Roger Schmidt was linked. After going, based off what Northside said, as him as a Benfica fan, I probably wouldn't take Roger Schmidt. Just go and base it on. I trust Northside as someone that knows his stuff, especially him being a Benfica fan. But as Colin mentioned earlier, talking about, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Casper Hoylemand is one of the, big up to Kyle as well. Big up to yourself. Is one of the candidates West Ham are considering if Lopetegui would be dismissed. He most recently coached the Danish national team and is currently without a club. He is ready for a new challenge. So he's also linked as well. I know nothing about him. Arguments with Tadibo could have disrespected by Bowen. He's such a waste man. Facts. Exactly. Like he's the guy who recently managed the Danish national team. Oh Jesus Christ, he's awful. Like I know nothing about him, and I feel like I would have heard a lot more good about him. I feel like I would have heard his name linked straight away when we were struggling as one of the options when if he was any good or not. I feel like he would have been, one of the first options. People were like, you should get this guy. I've not heard anyone say that we should get this guy. He was the manager that got Kudus recognized. Kudus worked him a while back. Yeah, Colin mentioned that earlier. Like he knows a player, innit? He knows one player, but what do I get? Like I don't know what to go off that, to be honest with you. Like even though I watched Denmark, like in like the competitions, I don't know what to go off when it comes to his style of play, what he's like with players and stuff, his man management, his game management, his substitutions, his just in-game tactics in general, what he's like when you're 1-0 down, what he's like when you're 1-0 up, what his plan B is. He managed the Bundesliga but has no experience. He only lasted 7 months in Mainz. Fucking hell. I would like Graham Potter. Yeah, Graham Potter, like out of the options there, would be my pick. But yeah, the Right to Dream Academy. Yeah, that's the guy Ibrahim Osman came through there as well. That was linked to us. That's on loan from Brighton, so Nordsjælland or whatever it is. Well, yeah, that club. But I think he's on loan somewhere else now. Ibrahim Osman. He came through the same academy. Him and Kudus. But out of all the options there that we discussed, like Roger Schmidt, that Hoylman guy, Terzic, Potter, Schmidt, whoever it is, I'm taking Potter out of them. Out of the people that have been linked. Unless Conceição's there, I take Conceição. Sarri's not been linked once. Big up to Lee. Hi, mate. Has Lopetegui been sacked yet? Unfortunately not. Apparently they're going to make a decision before Friday, which is what it says in the title. Apparently it's going to be decided before Friday. But the reason why I don't really get that is because the longer we get to Friday, the closer we get to Friday, the closer we also get to the next game on Monday, where what's the new manager going to have to do? Like he's going to have like 2 training sessions. Sorry, he's going to Everton, mate, from what I heard from the new owners when the new owners come in. Maybe we'll see. Mike, do you know who I identified Kudus and Alvarez? I heard it was Noble. Yeah, it was Noble. It was Noble because man said should honestly put Bowen as player manager and just get rid of Lopetegui. Not player manager, I think. Definitely not. I don't want to see any player managers. Jesus Christ. But it'll be better than Lopetegui. I think we'd all be better than Lopetegui. But yeah, it was Noble that identified Kudus and Alvarez because we identified them before that transfer window in general. What's it called? It was under Rob Newman as well. Rob Newman and Mark Noble. Noble went to go and identify Alvarez and came back with him and Kudus in terms of the shortlist. Steiner got the deals done, but yeah, Tim is overrated. Fair, cool. But this is my thing, yeah. Why is everyone tweeting about like at risk of getting sacked? At risk. Why is it still at risk? Why are you losing 3-1 to Leicester and you're at risk? At risk. You're at risk of getting sacked. At risk. You lost 3-1 to Leicester. 3-1 to Leicester. 3-1 to Leicester and you're at risk. Why is he still here? We knew he wasn't going to get sacked, but why is he still here? Like, just simple as that. Why is he still here? Like, you shouldn't be making it to Wolves. It's like they want it to be chaos. They want it to be another, like, a riot. at the London Stadium. They want it to be another riot at the London Stadium. It's like they want it to happen. Like you want it to all go up in flames again. Get the Stuttgart manager. This is the thing. That was my like dream choice because we wouldn't pay compensation. That's what we should do, but we won't do that. Sorry, he's brilliant. Had us top of the league of Christmas 18-19. He'd suit our players probably the most. They're doing the Ten Hag and him, keep turning up until we replace you. Yeah, that seems like it, Damien. Mike's the type of coach we need is to have good man management skills, but also good tactician who can sort defense and play good football. Yeah, completely agree, Colin. Completely agree. Yeah. Craig Dawson had a brace for Everton. He did score 2 own goals. That's sensational stuff. I don't like you gotta have a bad day to put 2 goals in your own net. And the thing is, we're coming up against the Wolves side who are also struggling, so it's going to be another El Sacico. And even then, what if Lopetegui wins against Wolves? What does that mean? Will we keep him for another 3 games? Big up, Mikes. How is Melon? You can ask him. He's in the chat. I'm assuming he's still in the chat. Shout out, Mikes. We need to get you more followers. Joyous, I appreciate you, man, especially in the chat that always turn up week in, week out, day in, day out. You turn up more than West Ham do. You turn up more than the manager does. So big up to you, man. There's 12 people in here. Make sure to smash a like. But one day, listen, the road to 1K is on, and we will reach that 1K. I've got a couple things lined up. We'll celebrate together, people. But I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. This is the thing, yeah, as well. Like, we just look like a fucking circus right now the longer we keep this manager. Shout out Johnny as well. Big up to Johnny. Like, legit, we look like a circus the longer this guy keeps on. Any normal club, even like average clubs, they sack their manager before an embarrassing loss like this. Because nobody even expected to lose to Leicester whilst even being this shit. Even me. I said draw. I said we draw to Leicester. Because they're shit as well. Originally, I thought, okay, we'll lose against Leicester. But I thought, maybe I'm thinking I'm too unrealistic. But Ruud van Nistelrooy comes in. Boom. There you go. But any normal club sacks him. But why is Sullivan still in charge of this shit? Why is he still in charge? That's why it's all eyes on the owner. All eyes on him. Because there's only so much I can say about the manager anymore. But I don't know why people are starting to talk about Graham Potter like an hour ago on Twitter and stuff, but I don't understand. Football Insider said he's an emerging as leading candidate, which means he probably isn't linked, knowing Football Insider, because Football Insiders suck. But there's no competent sources. We haven't got any news since this afternoon, guys. We haven't got any news. Like, Roger Schmidt wouldn't do the job for us. Like, what's it called? Only Conte's out and Potter, but the only ones that have been somewhat inspiring. We haven't even been linked to Sarri. We haven't even been linked. And he's on a free. I know, like, the whole Everton thing is, but we don't know how true that is. Like, you could get him before that happens with Everton, even if it was true. Unless he's signed something, or even gentleman's agreement don't really mean anything in football. Harry Kane thought that. It took him a year to leave Tottenham. It took him 2 years. He thought it was a gentleman's agreement to leave, and he tried bailing out. Remember that whole gentleman's agreement stuff? And then he had to turn that back, and then everyone forgot about it in that Conte Nuno season. Gentleman's agreements in football don't mean shit. Go and get Sarri. If you want to do 3 options, you ain't got much of an excuse. Potter would be fine. I think he'd be fine. It wouldn't be like, oh my God, we got Graham Potter sort of thing, but he'd be fine out all the options. It'd be more relief. It'll be more like, thank fuck we didn't get like Roger Schmidt. Thank fuck we didn't get Terzic or anything. We got someone a bit better tactically, someone who can get more out of the players than we actually have. Obviously, we all want managers that we need to pay for, that actually are somewhat ambitious options. Someone that's actually going to take us to a whole new level, or to the level that we were, but just on a more consistent basis, and a more of a variation of the fact that once this goes to shit, you've got some form of plan B. You've got some form of thing where you can tweak it and we look different, like every time we like go 1-0 down or something. Mike Shaw would be a good manager. You would give me the fucking job. I'd do a better job than Lopetegui. Sorry would be a perfect choice for a process, but keeping it respectful. Yeah, that's the thing. Like every Chelsea fan has actually said to me as well, like Sarri would suit you as well. And that's the thing. I actually like his football, and I just think that he has that almost outline of what I think we need. He can tweak it as well. He can properly tweak it in certain points as well. I just think with the players we have right now, for us until the end of the season, we just need to get a manager that can allow us to also go on a run as well. We need to go on a run of games, which is something we don't really do at West Ham, just in general. Like, apart from the 2021 season, we never really went on a run of games, from what I can remember. Because even in the 21-22 season, we were shaky after Christmas and stuff like that. We always have them couple of games where we struggle, and then we win a couple of games to just keep ourselves afloat, no matter where we are in the table. We kind of need that bounce. We need that proper new manager bounce. We have a couple of games where we have that. I'm not really used to seeing managers sacked at West Ham either, because yeah, Pellegrini and Avram Grant didn't last a long time, but Moyes and Allardyce had 3 or 4 years each. So we don't really sack managers that often. It generally comes to a point where you got to look at yourself at a whole new kind of shit for you to be a West Ham manager. It only last about 6 months, because that's the least amount of run that any manager's had under this ownership, especially. Even Avram Grant got the whole year. Whereas Ariana on Tuesday wasn't in the squad, so I'm assuming he's injured, or maybe he fell out with the manager as well. I don't know the context, but that is where we are right now. That is where we are right now. Like, obviously, all the options, people, all the free options as well. Who do you think West Ham should get? Would you rather spend 20 million on a top gaffer or a midfielder? I say a gaffer. I know, like, 20 million is probably too much for a gaffer, but hypothetically, I would have, like, no matter what midfielder we sign, they're going to put out the Lopetegui. So I'd say get the manager in for January and then spend in the summer. Like, for me, in my opinion, because we just need a coach right now. Maybe they're waiting for Gary O'Neill to get him sacked. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'd kill myself. Gary O'Neill at West Ham. I think you'd see me go borderline schizophrenic, psychotic, and maybe get a bit too personal on the channel and probably get my channel terminated if Gary O'Neill was West Ham United manager. I can't lie. This guy just lost to Everton 4-0. But not even just that, yeah. The guy is so naive as him as a manager in general. Just in general, in terms of the way he plays. He doesn't actually know what he wants to be as a manager. He doesn't know what he wants to be, and he doesn't actually stand on anything. He doesn't have the character to bring players through and to motivate players from what I can see. He doesn't have the tactical nous to switch it up in games. He doesn't have, the man management skills, the game management skills to switch it up, to get over the line, to make it, what's it called? Make it a better game by putting a player on, by making it more effective. That's my thoughts. Not a penny should be spent better than on a gaffer. I think that's the next place you put your bread if you're smart. I agree. I completely agree. A certain Edgar is available for manager. Yeah, we're not doing this. I had this yesterday with everyone trolling about every sort of fucking, what's it? Every manager under the sun that would piss me off. Oh, man. Oh, fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. This is the thing, at this point, Big Sam and all that. Where's Ryan Fredericks for Bournemouth? Haven't seen him this season. Oh, no, he's probably on a treatment table, bro. Or maybe he's actually, made his career somewhat useful. Maybe he got into, athletics running instead. Maresca learned everything he knows from his apprenticeship at West Ham. Oh, man. Fuck's sake, man. Fuck's sake. The latest news right now is legit. Stand by. Stand by until Friday. Guys, make it make sense to me. How can you leave it stand by till Friday if the game is on Monday? So you have only like a 3-day turnover. What do you need the meeting to be about? What do you need the meeting to be about where it takes 3 days to have this meeting? Just go on a fucking Zoom call. Go on like Microsoft Teams or whatever. Set up a fucking StreamYard like I'm done. Do something, bruv. Don't just like wait until an in-face meeting. I don't care if you're in Leicester watching the game. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you're shagging your missus. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if you're watching I'm a Celeb. Get the fucking meeting done. As soon as the game done, you stop what you're doing. Get the fucking meeting done. You're paid to own a football club for 14 years. It shouldn't even be a meeting. You should be like, by the way, I'm going to sack this prick. That's what you should be telling everyone. I'm going to sack him. I'm going to sack this prick. That should be end of conversation. There shouldn't be no more talking. Yeah, pending, exactly. Man went West Ham on work experience. Got to fly him out from Turkey. I don't like anything about Lopetegui. I feel like Kendrick on Euphoria for Drake. Hate the way he talks, the way he walks and everything. Like, I hate everything about him. I hate him. I would say I don't hate many people in football. That's a lie. But people that have been associated with my club that I hate, there's not many. There's not many at all. He's up there. He's probably top 3 in terms of players and managers and figureheads that I've discovered or that I've had associated with my club. What the actual fucking what? I want Noble to have say over the next manager, not just Tim. I want Noble to be involved in the interview and to feedback to the board. I want to see what's it? I want to see what Noble's like footballing brain is upstairs, because we know what he's like as a person. We know what he's like as a figurehead for the club. I want to know what he would identify as. Like he would like identify as managers, because I'd only let him and Tim do the sorting out. But the problem is, it's not going to be either of them, is it? It's not going to be either of them. It's just going to be Sullivan be like, I'm getting this guy. Hold that. He literally said, hold that. You're getting Lopetegui. That's what Sullivan basically said. Hold that. Mike's hate his manager more than Kendrick hates Drake. I hate the way you walk, the way you talk. I hate the way that you dress. Legit, bro. I feel like Kendrick right now. Just like, I fucking hate everything about you. I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but if at least the manager's not doing drizzy things, you know? Big up to Alfie as well. Big up Mike's. Big up to everyone in chat as well. Ask the first Man United match review out now on my channel. Go to check out Alfie's match reaction after the stream, people. Yeah, Manson work experience. Legit. How can he be here for like 6 months? Noble survived as a footballer on his brain. Not as if he had legs, lol. Legit. He survived every pits of West Ham as well. Like, even he got to a point where he was like, I'm going to try and punch up this fan as soon as he come up with a corner flag. Like, even he lost it at one point. But the fact that he had this much patience to even fucking play for this club for this long. I know he's not the kind of footballer where he could have exceeded to play for a European club or anything, but his loyalty was like, I care this much, bruv. I care this much that I'm going to keep putting up with this shit because I want the best. I want the best for this club. Mike's Damien, we should have got Amarim. That was a big mistake that Dopey Sullivan made. The thing, it was funny as well. We're talking about Noble. I'm pretty sure him and Starter were the ones that identified Amarim, because obviously Starter wants a 3 at the back. The 3 at the back, ideally, and Noble obviously liked him as well because Noble knows ball breath. Drake, aka the Diddy Drizzler, facts, facts, bruv. We're gonna. Do you see what we're seeing about Diddy right now? Give it 5 years. Give it 5 years minimum. 5 years. We'll be seeing that Drake Rico case very soon. I like his old music, but you see this guy as a person. Oh my days. There's too much proof in there. There's too much proof. You know the amount of shit that I've seen, I'm like, bro, there can't be this many situations you're in and people could be like, nah, it's fine. Nah, it's fine. Mental. But people, that's what you get when you're famous. People like just like, nah, because he makes sick music. I ain't paying attention to that shit. Noble is the heart and soul of this club. Yeah. And he played like it as well. He played like it. And listen, he didn't put in 10 out of 10 performances every week, but he was the only one fucking trying when people weren't. When there was a lot of bozos and just, the Carlos Sanchez's and the Nordvites of this world, Noble was there. When Jack Wilshere was just spent more time in a washing machine trying to scare Declan Rice as a prank than he did on a football pitch, Noble was there. When Anderson decided he wants to run and look like he was having a shit every time he had running, and Yarmolenko just strolling around the place, Noble was there. I could go on. Noble had to witness Gökhan Toure play football. Like that would kill me as a fan. That would kill me as a fan because he's still a fan on the pitch. That would kill me. I have to watch fucking Carlos Sanchez and Nordfight and Gökhan Toure and Caleri and all these shit players. If only Zuma had two legs, if he had two knees, someone needs to give him a knee, bruv. OGs were there. Bro, Noble had to witness this shit. Now he has to witness it upstairs. Now he's like, I'll go and step in. People forget as well, when Noble got his first role at West Ham, he was close to leaving in his first month because of a disagreement about his role. So even after the contract was signed, after he got appointed on his role at West Ham United, he had an argument with David Sullivan and he could have left. He could have left. That kind of proves the power that David Sullivan is still trying to hold over everyone. Despite the fact that you took a step back from transfers, you haven't taken a step back from managers. So what's the point? What is the point of any of this? There shouldn't be, by the way, like in my opinion, three different people, if you're including the owner, deciding, we should go for this manager, we should go for this manager with this budget and this budget. It should be no, give the people like Stadden and Noble and whoever's there, whoever the scouts are or whatever, yeah. Whoever's like else is like in terms of like footballing people there, give them a budget and let them give you a shortlist. And then you can decide about prices. They should have free reign. Because that's how you succeed. You and your dickhead son, we're talking about the Brighton project and how good Brighton are and all this, yeah? So where are you? Where are you with this whole inspired by the Brighton project? You dumb fuck. Stop going on podcasts and talking about how to run a football club. You know how to sustain one. This is what English owners do. You know how to sustain one. You don't know anything about ambition. Shout out to 11 in the chat, 11 watching. Make sure to leave a like, as Damien said, and make sure to subscribe if you are new. Try to hit 1K as soon as possible. Like, this is what we're putting up with, people. This is what we're putting up with. But at least we can stay in the trenches together. We stay in the trenches together, bro. Because we're going to be here for a while until this guy is officially gone and we hire someone decent. Because even if the guy is gone, I will only celebrate if the appointment is okay. Even if it's Potter, I won't celebrate Potter coming in. Pause. I'll celebrate Lopetegui leaving. That's all I'll celebrate. I'm not shameless enough to be like, "Wait, we've got Graham Potter, West Ham United are back," and all that nonsense. No, I don't do all of that. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not fucking retarded. Well, I'm not retarded when it comes to football, but I'm gonna celebrate him leaving. Sorry, my camera's blurry. I don't know what's happened there. Has Tadibo been slapped as hinted elsewhere? I don't know. I don't think he's been slapped, but they argued, didn't it? Him and Lopetegui, they just argued. They argued. They had a fight. Well, not a fight, but like an argument after the 5-2. After the 5-2. So there was that. Like, it was in the halftime, actually. It was even worse than full time. It was halftime. So this is the thing as well, yeah. What people don't realize, the ex-West Ham employee retweeted, what's it called? What was it? Sorry, I'm just trying to find the tweet because you retweeted it earlier. I heard his face was marked. I don't know where you've heard that from. To be fair, I've not seen the rumor, Johnny. I've not seen it. Just trying to get the exact tweet, so I don't want to misquote ex-West Ham employee. So the whole thing was talking about Tadima, of course, rested. Apparently rested. Right, that's the official line, isn't it? And ex-West Ham employee said, "No, that's the line I used to not spread negativity." So they fell out. Rested. He wasn't even injured. Rested. What about Lee Carsley? Joy is there's too small of a sample size at the lower level that he's managed for me to say whether I'd take Lee Carsley at West Ham United or not. I'm too unsure on that. Like, he seems to play like okay football. He seems to have okay ideas, but it's not enough for me to say it's the level of manager that we should be personally going for, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. He seems like he could be a good coach in the future, but I almost think he should take a high-end championship jumper first before he gets deep into the Premier League, or maybe a low-end Premier League job. But I guess we're a low-end Premier League job. You know what I mean? I mean, like, the expectation, in terms of low expectation. If McKenna had to move to a bigger club, for example, to Ipswich, that should be the kind of club he should go for. That should be the kind of alternative appointment, like Lee Carsley, to take over. I think that would be a decent idea. That's my opinion. But unless anyone else has any more questions, we're going to end it there, people. Unless there's any more questions, we're going to end it there. Shout out Sancho as well. Shout out Sancho. But listen, people, we've got the Bournemouth Tottenham hate along tomorrow on Thursday. We've got the show with Alfie and Melon on Friday as well. We've got the Wolves preview on Saturday. And yeah, just keeping the uploads up, keeping the streams up as well. We'll have the GVO show on Monday as well, and the Wolves match reaction pretty much late Monday because I'll be at the game, so it'll be like 11 or 11:30. But yeah, Mike, so I'm going to party the day Sullivan sells up and goes from this great club of ours. Yeah, honestly, I think I'll be senile by the time he leaves. But I agree, Colin, I agree. But we're going to end it there, people. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you haven't already, and make sure to subscribe if you are new as well. We're trying to hit 1K subscribers. Social media is over in the description if you want to follow me, and the email for the inquiries. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.